If you've been following my channel, then you've been seeing a lot of this guitar in my recent videos, my beautiful Chris Store Bleach Mustang that I received as a surprise Christmas gift from Chris and my really good friend Tor. This is how it was as I received it. Chris put in a DiMarzio humbucker that sounded really sweet and got really close to the Bleach tones. I put out a full review of this guitar while it was stock, and I'll link it right here so you can hear how it sounded then. I was really happy with how this guitar as it was and wasn't planning on making any changes to it, but then a few weeks later, I got another package from Tor. It was like a Christmas gift part 2 I wasn't expecting. He sent me a vintage Univox Flier Phase 3 humbucker, the same exact model pickup that Kurt used to record the entire Bleach album. I was shocked. This is not something I was expecting, and I'm extremely honored to have received this. Thank you so much, Tor. You are extremely generous, and I'm forever grateful. So when I received it, I could not wait to get it installed in this Mustang. Got to work on it right away, but it was kind of a challenge. I ran into a few road bumps and it was tricky to get it installed, and it's in there in a pretty janky and bleachy way. So on the Univox pickup, there is one screw hole in the center on the treble side, but on the bass side, there are 2 screw holes, one on top and one on bottom. But the pickup ring and the pickguard in this guitar only have one center screw hole for the bass side of the pickup. There was no way I was just going to let this vintage Univox pickup just sit here in my music room. I was going to get this installed somehow. So I sent out this pickup to my guitar tech, Jeff, and he drilled a center hole in the bass side so it would fit with this guitar. Thank you so much, Jeff, for doing that. So I got the pickup back from Jeff, really excited to install it again, and then I ran into another problem. For both screw holes, I couldn't find any screws that could actually thread through the holes. It wasn't catching on anything. It was just kind of loose in the hole, even though it was the perfect size. So here's my very janky fix. After the screws, I put 2 small nuts to hold the pickup in place and so it wouldn't just fall through. It took a bit of guesswork to get the right pickup height that I wanted, but after some playing around, I got it. But then I ran into another problem because the screws were holding the pickup from falling down, but there was nothing holding it from jumping up. So when I would stand up with the guitar, the pickup just like completely came out and got caught on the strings. So the only fix I could think of for that is I taped it down as discreetly as possible. This is not the best or most ideal setup, of course, so all you guitar techs and luthiers out there, please don't judge me. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm learning as I go, and this was my fix, and it's working for now. But it's kind of growing on me, and I kind of like it, to be honest, because it's very much in the spirit of Bleach, so it's kind of fitting for this guitar. So I finally got the pickup installed. It's at a height I want. It's secure. It won't move around. And let me say, guys, this is one of the best sounding pickups I have ever played through. This pickup is the sound of Bleach. So to give a quick rundown of the gear that Kurt used for the Bleach sessions, for the January 23rd, 1988 sessions and the Love Buzz single sessions, we can pretty much say with confidence that Kurt used his original Phase 3 Univox Flier. That's the only guitar he was really using at the time, but it was smashed for good on October 30th of that year. A month later, on November 23rd, is when we first see his Bleach Mustang, and the control plate and the humbucker on that guitar both came from his original Phase 3 Flier. This is the guitar that Kurt plays exclusively until May of 1989 when we see his second Flier, another Phase 3. So keep all that in mind, because the bulk of Bleach was recorded in December of 1988. It's always been said and widely believed that Bleach is completely a Univox Flier album. I've thought that for many years. But this guitar timeline could suggest otherwise. There's a strong argument that could be made that the December 88 songs, which accounts for 73% of the original release's track listing, was all Kurt's Mustang. Is it possible that Kurt actually had the second Flier at the sessions and just didn't use it live for 5 months? Of course, it's definitely a possibility. For people like us who didn't witness these things firsthand, all we can really do is speculate with the information that we have available to us. But what we can say for certain is that a Univox Flier Phase 3 humbucker is the Bleach pickup. Whether it was in these Fliers or this Mustang, that pickup is the entire album. To quickly break down the rest of Kurt's rig for the Bleach sessions, for the January 23rd session, what's known as the Dale demo, he used his Boss DS1, Boss DM2, and his Randall Commander head. For the Love Buzz sessions later that summer, he used almost the same exact setup, just minus the DM2, so Boss DS1 and Randall Commander head. But for the December sessions where the majority of the album was recorded, he used producer Jack Endino's Fender Twin Reverb and his Boss DS1. So Bleach has multiple amps. There's not just one Bleach amp, there's more than just one Bleach guitar, but what is consistent on the entire album is the distortion and the pickup, Boss DS1 and the Phase 3 humbucker. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on the Twin Reverb songs, trying to nail that December '88 sound, which is the bulk of the album. The Neutro Tour has my favorite guitar tones of all time. In my mind, nothing can beat the sound of Kurt Cobain and Pat Smear playing together. But if I were to limit it to just Nirvana's studio albums, Bleach would win easy. The guitar tones on there are dark, they're thick, they're heavy, and they're really chuggy. Like the palm muting on Negative Creep is probably my favorite palm muted tone of all time. I'd also go as far as saying that Bleach as a whole has the most consistent guitar sound of all their albums. It's really the only Nirvana album that you can say, yeah, one distortion pedal and one pickup was used on every single song. The whole reason I bought my Twin Reverb 3 years ago was to get near this sound specifically. I figured at the time that it would just be a stepping stone. I'll get close to the Bleach sound, but then I'll sell it and put that money towards a Mesa Boogie Studio Pre. But my Twin has become the best gear purchase I have ever made. When dialed in just right, it can get near every single Nirvana era studio and live. Hence why I use it in 98% of my videos and why it's still my main amp 3 years later. So that being said, I've been trying to recreate the tones from this specific session for a long time, and I got really close with my Eastwood High Flyer. What's really funny to me is I have some people who try to tell me that the guitar and the pickups don't matter in tone recreations, that only the amp matters, and some actually even take it a step further and they say the amp doesn't even matter, it's only the speaker. The speaker is the only integral part of a setup. But honestly, I beg to differ. Pickups and the guitar itself definitely play a huge role in the overall sound. I can get really close with my High Flyer, and the pickups in there are Eastwood's modern take on the Phase 4 humbuckers. But it gets so much closer when I play this Bleach Mustang on the same exact setup. I don't know what to say other than that's the Bleach sound. A big part of it comes from this humbucker. I think one of the most iconic Nirvana tones are the beautiful cleans in About a Girl. I found out right away that this Univox pickup is naturally very bright, so I had to dial back my treble to get near that sound. But when it comes to the rest of the songs from the December session, I turn my treble right back up to add back that bite in the distorted tone. I'll now be playing all the riffs that were recorded in the December '88 Bleach sessions. I'll be starting with About a Girl since that one has slightly different amp settings, but after that, the settings will stay the same for the rest of the songs. I'm still working on dialing in the rest of the track listings, the one that Kurt used the Randall Commander on, so a full reworked Bleach studio tone video is definitely in the works. But I was so excited when I dialed in these tones that I just had to show you guys right away. And I feel like this pickup is so good, it deserves its own video just showcasing it. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nirvana Guitars, and check out my other Nirvana gear videos right here on YouTube.